to my YouTube channel. I'm so happy that you are able to join me today. I'm so happy and so happy that you are able to join me today. So stay tuned and go nowhere. Yeah. My name is Adiola Adeyemi and you can call me Eliza. Yes, so I'm live streaming and so welcome as you join. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I can see you. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Yeah. So the last video, my live streams, I talked about, let's take a look at the new startup app. Yes. A look at the new startup app. Well, now we are going to take a deeper look. So if you missed that taking a look, then you missed little. No, you missed much. So just go through this channel, go to the last video, and of course you will see the video waiting for you to come and watch and learn. So welcome to a business owner, a startup, entrepreneur, innovative person, idea owner. Then this particular video is for you. Don't go anywhere. I've mentioned my name before. I'm so happy that you're here to join me again. This is my YouTube channel where I talk about startups. I talk about legal issues that have to do with business, with entrepreneurs, with business owners. I talk about young professionals, as I am, how young professionals can skate through beautifully and be the best in whatever they do. Yes. So this most times is interactive. You can ask any question, drop your comments, whatsoever questions that you have, clarifications on the comment section. And of course, we will deal with it in our next video. So thank you again for joining me. I am Adiola Adeyemi. Like I said, I am the founder of AUA Legal. We do business practices, business registration, corporate affairs. We talk about how to scale your business, how to expand your business, how you can get grants, and of course we do property and real estate things as well. That is what we do. Yes. So welcome once again to my YouTube channel. Welcome once again. So today I'm talking to you about how will this new startup act affect business owners. So how will this new startup act affect business owners? Of course, this new startup act is not going to just be in vague. It's going to be in operation. It's going to be in practice because we have the act brought about portals, brought about innovations and all beautiful things. So how will it affect business owners? So firstly, let's talk about the 3S of this act. This act came with 3S. That is the functionality, how a startup will function, and also formation and funding. So I'll be using my notes because I don't want to say anything that apart from saying from experience, I also want to talk in relation to the act. So the 3S is from the act. That is like the main function of the council that is being set up by the act. The 3S, the functioning. The act is going to help startups with functionability. That is, how can a startup function well? And this the act does by providing a portal and also by providing counsel. This counsel helps in making sure that startups are functioning well as it should be. So when you talk about the function, you talk about providing regulations, providing frameworks for startups. That's one of the things that the act does. And also the second one is formation. That is, what is the formation of the startup? How we use it? What is a startup according to the act? And we use say any business is a startup? No. According to the act, startups are labeled. The act labeled startup. That is, this particular startup is labeled, and if a startup is not labeled, then that startup is not recognized by the act. So the act makes sure and emphasize that a startup be labeled. Yeah, and the act makes provision for it. So before you can be labeled, there are requirements to that. So once a startup has passed all the requirements, then of course the startup will be licensed as a labeled startup, and then you can carry out operations as a labeled startup. And of course, before you can be labeled, one of the requirements is for that such startup to be 10 years. So once your business is more than 10 years, automatically, that is a lacuna. Yeah, I guess once a baby is past, once a child is more than 10 years, as a child, if you are up to 10 years, then you are seen to be, yes, probably matured, or you have a mind of your own. Anyway, as a business, according to the Startup Act, once you are 10, once that business is 10 years, automatically you cease to be a startup. That is one of the formation of this startup act, making sure that business owners know where they fall. So once you're 10 years, you are no more a startup. And also, the information is also that, can startups have employees? Yes, they can have employees. Can the employees be taxed? That is one of the formation. Yes, employees can be taxed, but actually they are relieved tax relief for startups, for labeled startups. And then the last F is the funding. Yes, funding. This startup act in a way affects business owners by making sure that there is provision for funding, there is provision for investment. So because every business needs money, needs capital, needs funding, and this act recognizes that as a startup you need funding, because yes, you need capital to scale your business, you need capital to expand, you need capital to take your business to the next level. If you also want to cease to be startup, you need capital. So this act make provision for funding. I make mention of these three F's in my last video. So now let's go right into the main video, the main talk for today. That is, how will this startup act affect business owners? Firstly, the act make mention and make provision for a portal. So there's going to be a portal that will make sure that everything that this act meant to do, the functionality, the functioning of startups, the funding, the formation, this portal makes provision for that. This startup is like the portal is like a practical aspect of it, putting into position all that is needed for the functioning, the funding, and the formation of a startup. I'm sure that it is through this portal that startups will be registered and be called and get the license to be called labeled startup. It is through this startup. So this startup is going to affect business owners. No, you are not just going to be seeing the safety portal. Now we are going to have the startup act portal, which is going to be governed by council. Yes, the portal makes mention of the council. The act make mention of the council. So the council is going to be in charge of the functionality of that portal. And the council is made up of persons which the president, whoever is going to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, day in the years after years, is going to be a member of this council. So you can imagine the president and also some persons also are going to be members of this council. And this council is a council for digital innovation and entrepreneurship. Yes, that is going to be, they are going to be in charge of the functionality of that portal. And of course, we also have a license. For a startup to be recognized by this act, such a startup must have a license. Yeah, that is a lot of implication. So this act make mention of startups that will be called labeled startups. So once you have the requirements, we are going to talk about the requirements and the benefits of startups. Yes, so don't go anywhere. The requirement for you to become a startup, for you to be called and become a labeled startup, and also to benefit from this act. Yes, so we have a license that will be issued to labeled startup. Now, what exactly is the implication of this act? The portal, the council, the license. What is the implication of this to business owners? Because whatever does not have implication, how will it affect the business owners? If you are saying, okay, we have a new startup now, and everybody is happy and this and that, what about the implication? The implication is different from the benefit. How will it affect business owners? How will it affect your business? How will it affect your investors? How will it affect the startup as a structure itself? So firstly, we talk about the data. Of course, the portal makes provision for registration of business. If you want to trademark your business, the portal make provision for it. So that means that your data is all over the portal. And I'm not sure, there is not a place where that provision, where that act makes provision for protection of data. So your data is everywhere. If any startup misbehaves, I'm sure. In fact, the act makes mention of the fact that there's going to be revocation of license. So how will that be? By your data. If a business is misbehaving, probably you fail to file your annual returns or you fail to do something, your license can be revoked from being a label startup. So your data is not protected. That is one thing that I can very, it's so glaring, that data's information will be all over the portal and there is no provision for protection of it. Yet. But anything can happen. There can be a structure in place through the portal where there will be data protection. I hope so. I really hope so, that data is protected, so that information will not just be in the hands of anybody. You are registering your business and you're putting in your address, your directors and all that. And then you also move in the same portal, you move to the trademarking, and then probably your trademark information is also out there. Anyway, I just hope that data will be protected, because that is one thing that the act make mention of. There will be data all over the portal, and I hope that data will be protected. If not, whatever happens, your license will be revoked, repeat anything. Anyway, so let's go to the next one. That is the fact that there's going to be collaboration with MDAs. This act is going to make sure that there are collaboration with MDAs. MDAs is the ministries, departments, and agencies of government. So these are going to be in partnership with the portal, with startups, with investors. So there's going to be a partnership with the Corporate Affairs Commission, with the trademark, that is trade industry. There's going to trademark industry, Ministry of Interior. There is going to be partnership and collaboration with MDA. So that is beautiful. You can be on that portal and you get your business registered, you get your business trademark, you get your export license. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, that is beautiful. You get a lot of incentives, like what I just mentioned, getting your business registered, trademarked, export and import, whatever you want to do for your business as a startup, you get that just on the portal. Just tap, and then that is it, and you are done. That's one of the implications of the act. One of the implications that the act needs provision for. And like I said, data will be all over. But do you understand what I mean by data? Information will be all over. You can't deny shit. Sorry, you can't deny anything that is, because it is there. If your license is going to be revoked from being a license, from being a labeled portal, then just from being a labeled startup, all you have to do is just to take a look at the information from the portal, and then it will be off. And then of course there's going to be partnership with MDAs, and then I just hope this will not be a bottleneck and a red tapeism or something, but there's going to be partnership with MDAs. And of course, the third one is that there's going to be growth in accelerators and innovators. Innovators, and incubators of startups. So what I mean by accelerators is the fact that they're going to have more of tech. They're going to have more tech that is going to come up. Tech is 10 Lumini Foundation. They're going to have more, because investors, there's going to be regulation. So investors want to be springing up, and then it might become a business or sort of thing anyway. That is opportunities for accelerators and incubators. But there's going to be growth. We're going to see more, because now there's a structure in place, now there is regulation, now there is framework, and then we're going to have more of tech. Yeah. And of course, incubators and incubators and accelerators will be regulated. They'll be regulated. Going to be provision for you. So before you can be an investor, what are you supposed to bring? What are you supposed to do? There may be requirements for, as there is requirement for startups, there will also be requirement for investors. Investors will have to fulfill some procedures. They have to fulfill some things before they can be called accelerators and investors and incubators. Incubators are those agencies, those institutions, private and public, that help startups. When they see that a startup is creative, they pick them up, help them with funding, with networking, with a lot of things. So those are incubators and accelerators. So we are going to have more of them in the startup scene. We're going to have more of them, more. We're going to have more in the startup scene. And of course, there's going to be demand for labels for these accelerators and incubators to take up investors, to take up startups. Okay, like TEF now, I think TEF, all you need to do is for you to have a business idea, for a business idea to be registered with CAC. Now there is going to be another provision, that the fact that you must be a labeled startup. Because if you are not a labeled startup, what are they doing? Trying to build you up if your business is already established, or if your business is more than 10 years. So why will if accelerators and incubators want to take you up? Because you are already established. Yes. So, but then there's going to be provision for you as a startup, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, to present your license as a label startup before you can enjoy the provision of protection as a startup, networking, grants. So there is no more like, oh, free grant or something. It will be a free grant, will be free then, but then there are going to be this requirement for you to present your license to be a labeled startup before you can have anything. It might be demanded before or after the completion of your program. So definitely there's going to be a demand for license. Yes. And of course, incubators will be regulated to avoid stories that touch. Because we have seen a lot of cases where accelerators will promise so much, will come into the program, there's going to be funding, there's going to be grants, there's going to be networking, and then we're going to incubate you, we're going to build your business, we're going to blah blah. And at the end of the day, after the old process, after everything, in fact, even before the end of the day, once you get in, they're going to be telling you there is no funding. You're only going to give you resources. Can you imagine? So accelerators, incubators will be regulated. They can't dodge away from this. There are going to be regulation. There are going to be regulation of accelerators and incubators. And of course, there's going to be taxation of labor startups, but with some tax relief. Yes. There's going to be taxation, but with tax relief. Employees of you can startups can have employees. Well, employees will be taxed, but like I said, with tax relief according to the act. So can't you see the implication of this act? This act is left, right, center, binding and casting all ties to it. So can you imagine the fact that there is lacuna in this act? There are lacunas. Let me not say one. There are some gaps that can be filled, but then I think they do justice. It can be amended as time goes on. But for a start, it is somehow comprehensive enough to help and guide the ecosystem of the startups in Nigeria. Yeah, I said there is taxation, but of course there are going to be tax reliefs. Yes, for employees of startups. So as a startup, if you're employing people to work with you, there's a provision for you to employ people below 2 or 3 years with no experience, where you can help them as well. And then of course there is going to be tax relief for these employees. So the act makes provision for that. And also, you cannot just get money from investors anyhow. These ones are even different from accelerators and incubators. Investors such as venture capitalists, angel investors, public, private, are going to be regulated, and there's going to be tax incentives for them as well, and also tax relief. But of course, there's going to be taxation as well. They're going to be taxed. Investors, angel investors, will have to pay some tax on the money they're going to give to you. There might be going to be taxation on that. You're going to have to pay some percentage, either you or them. Yeah, I think these things have been in place. But now this act is saying we know these things have been in place. Now we want to make sure that this thing is being regulated. We want to regulate it. We want people to be aware, because if you're ignorant of the law is not an excuse. But where there is no law, you can say there is no law. It's just a custom. This is what people do, but I'm not bound by custom. But where there is law, you can't claim ignorance. So that is what this law is saying. That is why this act comes to be, because now there is a law. You cannot claim ignorance. You cannot say you are not going to pay your tax, or you cannot say, oh, I am 10, my business is 12 years, I'm still a startup. No, the act says your business is more than 10 years, you are no more a startup. Yeah. But then there should be, let me just speak, that is all. I think I made fun of 5 or 6 of them. But then the lacuna I'm seeing in this act is that one is the data protection aspect, because this portal makes provision for partnership with NDAs, and implication of that is that data will be out there. Is there protection of data? Is there protection of people, of information, of is there protection, not just those dishing out information on the portal? Are people's information going to be protected? Is there not going to be any hijack of information, of data? So you get. Another one is the fact that once you are 10 years, once your business is 10 years, then automatically they are no more a startup. Then there's going to be people will keep on registering businesses. Once it's 10 years old, then they will just stop and then start another business, and then the startups again, because of innovation. Startups being about innovation, and an established business can actually be innovative without being a startup. You can project a new project for your business, for an established business. That project is not will still be part of your business. So that project is not a startup. It can just be innovative project from this particular business or this particular company. Yeah. So that means that once your company, your business is more than 10 years, then automatically you're no more a startup. Then there's going to be a growth of startups, because people will be registering, business owners will start structuring and start registering businesses in order to accommodate that part of being 10 years. And once you are 10 years, but then is there a provision for renewal? There is no provision for renewal. That is another lacuna. That is a gap in that act. That once you are 10 years, is there going to be, once you are 10 years, once your business is 10 years, automatically it stops to be a startup? Is there provision for renewal? No. But then the act can be amended or updated. But for me, I think that is just it. A startup is not an established business. Once you are established, once you've flown the waters, the tides, and the storms of being a startup, then automatically you are established. You're not more a startup. So the act is trying to establish ideas, establish innovative ideas. And another lacuna is the fact that this act is focused on technologically based business. So if your business aims to benefit from this business, then from this act, then you must swerve or carve or put your idea in an innovative technological manner. Probably you are into production, can make provision for e-commerce, put in tech, incorporate tech into your business in order to benefit from this act. Yes. And of course, there are a lot of benefits. These are just implications. These are just implications. In next video, we are going to talk about the benefits of this act. A lot of benefits, I believe, and I know that startups can benefit from. So, as a startup, do you think any of these mentioned can actually affect your business? The first one is the fact that there's going to be data, that porosity of data. So the protection of it, you are not sure of it yet. That is one implication. that your data will be all over the place. The second is that there's going to be growth of and incubators. We are going to see more of tests, more of accelerators, more institutions that want to incubate startups. We're going to see more. Do you think this will affect you? Do you think you'll be able to benefit from accelerators and incubators together? Now you can build networks, you can get funding, you can get you can get mentorship, you can get capital as a startup. I believe that is a good one. It's a good implication of having more accelerators and incubators. And then of course we are going to have demand for your startup to be labeled. Before you can benefit from a startup grant from an institution, before incubators and accelerators we put you in, they might start asking that you be labeled. So you must have a license to be a label startup. That is one implication. Do you think the requirements of being a label startup, do you think business owners can fall through that tide? Because most businesses are registered as business owners, are registered as business names, sole proprietorship. And once it is sole proprietorship, that is not a provision for this startup, for being a label startup. No, you cannot be a sole proprietorship like a business name registered. Your business cannot be structured as a sole proprietorship, especially as a business name sole proprietorship. Then automatically such persons or such business cannot be a label startup, and automatically you can't be incorporated into incubators and accelerators program. So what's the implication of that for numerous businesses that are registered as business owners in Nigeria? Yeah. And of course, the other implication is that there's going to be regulation of accelerators and incubators. There's going to be regulation. There's going to be framework regulating. We are going to stop hearing stories that touch where you'll be called into a program for one thing, and then the benefit of this is going to be almost all the time be cut into half or none at all. So there's going to be a regulation of incubators and accelerators. Yeah, and of course there's going to be taxation of labor startup. There's going to be taxation, and of course investors such as venture capitalists will also be regulated. Yeah, so that is it about the things how this act affects and will affect business owners, entrepreneurs, startups as a whole. So if you have any questions, please drop it in the comment section, and don't forget to do the NLS essay. Don't forget to like this video, to turn on your notifications, to subscribe to this channel. I don't know what are you still waiting for. Subscribe already, and then share this video with your friend, because you want someone else to get the benefits and get how this startup has to affect them as a whole. Because there is no small business, there is no ignorance of the law as well. You cannot claim to be ignorant. The law is already there. You can't claim that you don't know. Now you know. And then of course, now next video we're going to talk about the benefits of being a label startup according to the act. Are there benefits? Is it just implications and then taking a look at it alone? No, there are incentives and there are benefits in this act. Don't go nowhere. Subscribe to this channel and then stay tuned to the next video. My name remains Adeyemi Adeola Elizabeth. I am the founder of AEA Legal, and I will be happy to have you on my comment section as well. And for my services, I am into corporate affairs issues, something that has to do with your business structuring, how to get your business in place, can your business own properties, how to go about it, how to structure your business, all about corporate and business. And of course, drop any issues in the comment section. Thank you for having me once again. Bye.